Alright, so here's part 2 of the keyboard replacement. I forgot what model exactly. It's a DELL Inspiron, I believe. Okay, so I'm gonna have to fold the keyboard. The new keyboard actually has the keyboard backlight. I didn't realize that it was different, but I'm gonna follow based on the lines. They folded on this Gamora 15 line. I'm not sure why they used that one, but that's what they used. And then from there it just curls up. So I'm gonna put the keyboard thing like that. I'm gonna have to make sure that the keyboard backlight lines up because it looks like their board actually supports backlight. And then I'm gonna be using this 3D printer pen to melt the plastic into place. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's see here. I need to take my 3D printing pen and load it up. I'm gonna load it up with this filament. Okay. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for now because I'm not ready to use that. I need to check again and see if I can make the keyboard backlight circuit line up so that way I can make use of the keyboard's extra backlight feature. Okay, so first what we're going to do, we're going to take this metal plate back off. Okay. Alright, let's lift this back up. Broken plastic bits, okay. And then also what I'm going to be doing is I need to add the little things here so that I can put them back. So I'm going to use some epoxy for that. Okay, so the keyboard, we just drop it in place just like that. Make sure everything lines up and goes through all the little holes. Okay. Alright, so it looks like the keyboard backlight cable is going to come through this hole here. So, I'm not sure. Let's see. So if they're doing Gamora G15, maybe I also have to fold this on that line. I don't know why, but there's adhesive already holding it down. So, probably need to peel that up. Okay, so let's see here. So if it's going to go to this hole, that means I think I have to actually, let's see, how do I do this? I think it's going to have to fold like that, and then this is going to go there. So let me see where it lines up on this metal plate. So I'm not going to put it on completely yet. Okay, so we're just going to kind of have it sitting there. Then we'll get the motherboard, see how it lines up here. Okay, so that was going there. So the keyboard backlight connector is right here. Oops. Oh no, now I'm going to have to wait for it to warm up again. Alright, so we want it to come out right there, slightly past this. So how am I going to do that? I need to fold the cable in a way that it goes out there. So I wish I had another of this same board or the same model but with the backlight, so that way I can kind of see where it goes. Wait, let me double check again. So this goes down like that. Okay, so I want it to come out right at the edge of this trackpad area. Okay, so I'm guessing I'm probably gonna have to like fold it this way and then fold it like that. Let's see, so I'm gonna fold it at the G15 one because that's what I folded for this. So I'm guessing that's what where it wants me to fold it. Right now I'm just guessing, okay? So, but it looks like that will work. So what I'm gonna do, fold this one over this way. Alright. Make sure it lines up, and then we're going to fold this down this way, and then it looks like this can just rotate up like that. Okay, hopefully that's correct. I don't know if it's supposed to go through this hole. Maybe it is. But it's going at a weird angle, so I don't know. That might damage the cable actually. So yeah, I don't think I can put it that way. Is this going to be too sharp and cut it? Is it supposed to go through the keyboard hole as well? I don't know. This is going to be weird. Okay, so let's slot this through the keyboard hole. So I'm going to have to actually tape this one down. But the problem is if I tape that down and I'm doing this backlight one wrong, then it's going to be permanently stuck there. So I'm going to, let's see if I can use some temporary tape here. I'm just going to tape it like that temporarily. Oops. I'm going to fold over a tab here so I can easily peel it back up if I need to. Just like that. Okay. So let's see if I thread this through here. Just like that. And can we thread this one through as well? Okay, so if I put it like that, is this going to work? Just like this, drop it in. So this was going like that, and then it curls up like this. Okay, keyboard backlight one, that's definitely not going to work because it has to go down here. So, how is this going to work? Oh, I wish I had the keyboard or the layout that I could see the keyboard layout of the other model. But it looks like that's not going to work. So I'm not sure how this is going to go. So they had it going like this, but that's going to be impossible to reach the other one. So it does need to somehow go up here. And then it somehow needs to come out and go to the other. I mean, if I just folded it over like that and then put it through here, that would work fine. But I'm worried that, oh no, it'll get damaged there. So how do I do this? This is weird. Okay, so if this goes here, make it go back there, and then I can probably fold it over again. This is weird. Okay. There's a G15 there. This is G15. Okay. So does that mean I'm supposed to fold it on that? G15 here. Okay. And then I probably need to fold this over somehow. Yeah, this is really weird. I'm not sure. They have some lines here that I'm guessing I'm supposed to use. It could be this metal plate's not designed for this one to use the keyboard backlight. Let's see here. So I'll put that there. Keyboard backlight to come out here. Yeah, it might not be designed for this one to use the keyboard backlight. So I don't know. This one, it's probably supposed to have like another hole somewhere on this piece to use the keyboard backlight. So I don't know how I'm going to do this. I figure more slack is better than less, so let's see. Maybe I can just fold this over and then figure it out. Looks like if I fold this here. Okay, I'm going to peel this. I'm going to stick it down, have to commit. Going to commit to it. We'll do on the G15, just because that's where the keyboard one was folded, so. Alright, just like that. I'm going to have to commit with this one too. Let's peel this back. Okay, this one they pull it all the way tight. So I'll pull this one all the way tight and fold it over, just like that. go. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna have to figure this part out now. So this will go like that. Have to guide this through. Okay, so that piece of the cable is just folded, so I'm gonna commit to this as well. Let's peel this off. And we'll have to commit to this. Alright. Oh, that doesn't even stick to it, so I guess I have to put a different adhesive. Okay. Let's put this one back, I guess. It's not actually using this adhesive here. Sorry, my head's getting in the way again. Alright, so they're not using that adhesive, so I'll leave that. And I'm gonna have to figure this thing out because it's kind of tricky. So we'll guide this back in. How will I get this cable to go over to the other side? Because I can't even get it to go on top of the keyboard cable. Well, just guide them both through and then I'll figure it out as I go, I guess, because I don't see how that's going to be possible. This will go this way. Oh, okay, maybe this will curve like that and then it won't reach. Okay, I do need a lot more slack for this, so I am going to pull that one up a little bit. See if I can adjust this more. So let's try and peel this carefully. Okay. I'm going to actually fold this all the way down to here, if I can, just so I have more slack. And then we'll figure this out. Okay, so that, line it up, put that adhesive down, put that adhesive down. Okay, so more slack, and then hopefully I can just guide it wherever I want it to go. Just like that. So I think if I do that, then I can, so this one will go like that and then it'll curve up. This one, it kind of wants to curve up like this. So I'm just gonna fold it all weird and then get it to go how I want it to, since I don't know exactly how it should be on this model. So now I'm gonna work on these little bits that broke off. So let's see here, what can I use? These things, they break all the time, so I'm gonna grab one of these, and I want like one of the longer ones. Okay, grab one of these. Hopefully they're the same. Yep. Okay. Then we're gonna get some screws. Find some matching screws here. I'm going to use some short screws temporarily just to hold it in place. Okay. It does need to go all the way through though, so let's see here. We're going to need a PH1, not the PH0. Okay. Want this screw to go, okay, that does go all the way through. Same thing with the other one. That doesn't go far enough. Actually should get slightly longer screws because sometimes it will go a little bit further than it should. Okay. good. Longer screw for the other one. Okay. Take the screw out. Alright, grab that one. Okay, that should be good. So what I'm gonna do now is mix up some JB Weld, and then I'm gonna put it in those gaps that broke. Okay. Alright, so we'll take the screwdriver, or not the screwdriver, my toothpick that I use for JB Weld, and this. Okay, set these aside. Let's see here, how much of this are we gonna need? Sorry, I'm doing it slightly off camera. It's hard to make sure I'm filming and focus on these things. So I'm gonna get probably that much should be good. Alright. Get the same amount of black. That's probably actually too much, but whatever. Alright. Clean off the toothpick. Better to have more than not enough, so that way if I need to add more later, I have it on hand. Okay, get that. Just like that. I think I might have more white than black, but it's close enough. Alright. Close it up. Alright, now we're going to stir it together. Use this little screwdriver to do that, okay? Just like that, mix it up. Right now the weather's kind of cold, so it's a little more thick than usual. Okay, just like that. Stir it up. Make sure to scrape off all the ones below. Stir it all up, just like that. There we go. Alright, so what I do first is, let me lift this thing back up. There's so many things all over the place now, it's going to be a little tricky. Okay, I'm gonna lift this metal plate up, and I'm going to fill this gap with the epoxy. Just like that. Okay, do this on the other side too. Up. Hopefully the plastic piece is strong and won't break off by itself. Okay, so make sure the JB Weld's all in there. This piece, the plastic actually broke off, so I'm gonna have to add more on that side. Okay, sorry, I know it's not good camera angles, but I'm trying to see what I'm doing, and then it's making it more difficult for me, so. Okay, so once I do that, what I do is I take the screw along with this little rivet thing. Okay, and then I'll actually use the pliers to hold this. Alright, so I'll hold this in place right under and put the screw in. Tighten it really tight. Okay, there we go. And then you can let it drop in. Just like that. Make sure it goes in. Same thing with the other one. Okay. Okay, same thing with this side. Lift it up. Get the screw in there, tighten the screw down. Alright, make sure it's nice and tight. Drop it in. Make sure it lines up. You might have to adjust the screw a little bit if it's not lining up, and then tighten it. There we go. Alright. Then after that, what I do is I take the epoxy and I spread it around the nut washer thing that we just put in there. Oh, it's actually holding itself in. Interesting. So it ripped out, but I guess the JB weld I added in there was enough to hold it in place. So this one actually works just fine now. Once it completely hardens, it should be good. This side, since it's so broken, we're gonna pop it out. Oops, sorry. And then I'm gonna spread the JB weld all around the little nut washer bolt thing. Okay. Just like that. Okay. There's a huge hole there, so I'm gonna fill that up. Alright, then just drop it down. And hopefully, I don't know if it's in camera, but hopefully that will be good enough to hold that in place. Okay, so the excess, we just throw that away. I'm gonna wipe it up with a napkin. Okay. Sorry, I'm doing this out of view, but I'm just wiping up the JB weld before it completely solidifies. Alright. And just clean that off. So I'm just cleaning it off this thing so I can reuse it later. There we go. Alright, then we'll just set this aside. Okay, so now that we got these bolts in place, the epoxy will have to sit overnight. Alright, oops, now I have to heat this thing back up. I probably should have done that earlier. Alright, so now I'm going to heat back up the melted plastic thing. This one I'm gonna have to guide kind of funnily over here, I think. We'll see. Alright, so now I'm waiting for that to heat up and melt. Let's see, are there any pieces I can put back first? Does this piece block the... oh, that blocks the plastic that I need to put in, huh? Yeah, it blocks some of the plastic I need to put back, so I'm going to leave this off for now. Alright, we need to wait for this thing to heat up. Man, why did it turn itself off? Turn back on. There we go. Okay, so right now we're just waiting for this to heat up, and then what we're going to do is melt all the plastic back that we removed. Okay, so that's what we need this big spool of plastic for. I have to unroll that. Okay, so now we're just waiting for it to heat. The red light's blinking. I set it, that's the higher temperature. Okay, so you just gotta wait till it gets hot enough and then melt all these things in place. We do have to hold it down. Do want to also check on the front to make sure the keyboard is seated properly. It will have to be pushed down as we melt the plastic. There's lots of little bits of plastic from on my work area, but okay. Come on, heat up faster. Okay. So a lot of times you might not even have to add plastic because there's some plastic left over there. But I like to make sure to do that anyways. Okay, let's do this since... oops. Stop it. Why is it coming back out? Dang it. I didn't push backwards, go forwards. Okay. So it's hot enough in the colder setting, but it's still heating up for the hotter setting. So, oops. Okay. Might want to have a napkin on ready just to wipe off the excess that comes out. Okay. Alright, and then we basically just hold this down and then melt the plastic in place. Okay. Likely have to add more plastic. It won't look as nice and clean. I don't know if there's a special tool to do this better, but this is what I use. Okay, just like that. Then go to the next one, add plastic as needed. Come on. There we go. Make sure that you melt through to the bottom layer so that it attaches. Okay. And then press it down to keep it flat. Okay. Just like that. And make sure to get the excess off. Alright, melt down this. Oh, stop. Too much. Oh no. Thing's a little tricky to use. I wonder if there's a better tool for this. Alright. And make sure you're kind of holding it all down. Okay. Okay, just like that. This is a long, boring process, I know. But, yeah, if you want, you can just fast forward till the end. But this is pretty much all there is, and then I'm gonna reassemble everything, okay? So, just going along, filling up these gaps with the plastic. Stirring it up, that way it mixes with the plastic below. Okay. Add more melted plastic as we go. Okay. That's probably too much. Tuck it all in. Okay. These are one of the more annoying repairs. Alright, I'm probably gonna have to move it so I can get a better view. If you can't see, I'm sorry, but that's what I gotta do. Alright. Oops, way too much. Get that off. There we go. Okay, now we're getting all this stringy stuff everywhere. Okay, let's see if this can go back now. Did I put all the plastic here that needs to be done? Let's melt this one. Okay. Alright, I think we covered all the ones that need to be done for that. So now we can actually put those screws back in. Alright, make sure you're using the T or the pH 0. Okay. Hopefully I'm putting the screws in the right spot. We're going to put back, oops. Okay, one. I don't remember which, oh, oops. This one. At least I think. Am I putting them back in the right spots? Oh, here. Okay. 1, 2, and the third one up here. Alright, we'll tighten those down, push back down the adhesive. Alright, now that's holding in place. Let's go ahead and start melting more plastic to hold this stuff down. Alright. More out. Sorry if I go out of view. I'm focusing right now. Okay. All right, keyboard. Melt that in place. Please, come on. Go. Alright, this side of the keyboard. Okay. Go. Let's melt this one in. Oops, what did I just do? Why is it blinking? It should be warm enough already. Stop blinking. just coming out. Stop it. Alright. Uh-oh, I'm getting messages. Okay, just keep going. Just keep going. I know it's such a long and painful process, but doing this can save you a lot if you aren't too busy. Alright. I still have like 3 other computers I need to get to. I probably should have done this one after, but well, okay. I figured I'd get it out of the way. Just like that. Okay, so I'm gonna put back this before I forget. I think this goes underneath. I don't remember. Okay, yeah, it wouldn't go on top. We need to switch. Is this the PH0? Okay, make sure you're using the PH0 bit for this. Tighten that down. Okay. There was also a missing piece here. I don't know what happened with that one. I didn't see it. Maybe it was removed before. Alright, we're just going to continue filling up these gaps. Need more slack. The nice thing with the 3D printing pen is it cools down so fast. So once you melt it, you can kind of just push it in place and it forms the little melted top piece that we need. Okay. And then also it doesn't stick to the metal, so if you need to break it back off, you can do that as well, so it's nice. Okay. Oh, this one, I think some of the metal got ripped up when I was melting it, or when I was drilling it. through the whole board. And also, I tested the keyboard before doing this, in case you're wondering. Before, the other keyboard wouldn't work at all. The only problem is I only tested a few keys to make sure it was working. So when you do this, you probably want to plug it in and then test all the keys, but I figured if this doesn't work, then I don't know, I give up. This one's going to need quite a bit of plastic. My head probably keeps going in view and blocking the way, but I can't help it. The plastic not coming out. This thing, it's kind of tough. Either it's too much or too little of the plastic comes out. And then you try and adjust it, and then it, like, all of it starts coming out at the same time. Alright. See, it's all coming out on its own now. This thing is actually really hot, but because I pinch it off real quick, it cools off, and I can clean off the tip with my fingers. so much. Fill it up. There we go. This one, I don't know. Okay, there we go. I know it's a long, boring video, but basically I want to show you guys what I go through to fix these things. Some stuff is a huge pain in the butt. But yeah. I don't know if these keyboard ones are going to stick, because there's not much surface for the plastic to grab, but we will try. Okay. Stop coming out, plastic. I'm not pushing it anymore. Get all these strings everywhere you kind of want to clean up. Okay, let's see. Where are we missing? Got all that. There's the tiny keyboard ones here. These ones are a real pain. I don't know if it's even sticking to the plastic below. Okay. Plastic getting there. Oops. Okay, I think we are just about good to go. I'm gonna clean off all these little stringy bits. Then turn it over, take a look. This could go up a bit more. Doesn't seem to really want to go up anymore, so I probably have to, looks like that's as good as it's gonna get. I'm gonna test it real quick. Okay. Yep. I don't think it won't push through anymore, so that's as good as we're gonna get it. Now I'm gonna check, make sure I filled the plastic everywhere we need. I missed one here. Okay. Check all the little holes. All right, looks like we're good to go. So now we're going to reassemble everything. Let's take this back out. All right. So we're done with the 3D printer pen. We're going to set that aside. All right. And now you're going to reassemble. So let's see. I don't remember if there was a specific order I need to put stuff before I can put. So let's put this piece back in. Slot that in. This one's a little tricky. There we go. Actually, it's easier to put back in than to take out. Okay, again, we're using the pH0. Just to get that screw in. Where did I get this screw? I'm gonna have to remember. Oh, this is gonna be tricky. I have to remember where all these little screws came from now. So, let's see, in order, let's put the screen back in. Okay, so to put the screen, just set the screen down, slide this piece back in. Okay, this piece we're probably gonna have to wait on, as well as, actually this one I can probably take out. I'm gonna switch back to the pH0, or the pH1, sorry. Hopefully this will come out, yep. And that screw was broken, so I don't know if I'll be able to use this screw that I just put in. I'm gonna guide the antenna wires back underneath and around this post. Come on, there we go. Alright, then we'll pull this back down. Actually, we need to put the motherboard back in first. So, get that out of the way. Oh, that's where that screw came from, the motherboard. Okay, so get the motherboard. Alright, did this go on top of that? So this is the tricky part because I have to fold this stuff over and hold it out of the way. So I'm going to try and fold this piece. Alright, and I probably need to put the charge port. No, the charge port goes after. Okay, so this screw, there we go, lines up there. This piece goes there. This one needs to go kind of weird. Alright, line it up. Get that in place. Make sure the cables that were underneath, or that or on top, go back on top. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to connect the keyboard right now. Alright, just like that. Latch it down. I'm going to connect the keyboard backlight cable. Oh man, it looks like it has to even twist a certain way, so this is going to be weird. So I'm going to have to like fold it all over the place and then make it go plug in this way. I'm not sure if it will even work with this model because this model originally didn't have a keyboard backlight, but we're going to try. There we go. It did plug in. Get that out of the way. Get these all lined up. Keyboard cable down. All right. So, I'm going to leave. Oh, let me put this back in for now. Alright, this silver screw was the only motherboard screw, so we're going to put that back in there. Excuse me. There we go. Then we're going to take the charge port, put that back in. Grab the screw. Tighten that down. Alright, get the cable, guide it back through the notches it was in. Then we'll plug this back in. Alright, when you push this in, you kind of want to try and push more towards the outside where those wings are. Okay. The wireless antennas are staying in place, that's good. I'm going to take this screw back out now, and then we're going to put the hinge back down in place. Make sure you move the polymer assembly to line up properly with it, and then push it down in place. Oh, it's not lining up right. There we go. Then we're going to use the screw. Just like that. Alright, good, it fits. Then we're going to put these screws back in. Okay, just like that. Alright. I don't think I'll be able to take this screw out until at least like 5 or 6 hours later, so I'll do that one later. Let's see here, or I can, no, I don't want to leave it under there. It has to like, we have to do all the wiring, so. Okay. So this one was kind of taped down here, and then it was attached like this. So let's put that cable back in. This is the power button cable. Okay, if you break this one, your computer won't turn on at all, so keep that in mind. You want to be very careful with that. Right, this cable is going around there. That. Alright, we can put back the fan. Hopefully the order I'm putting it, it's not going to stop me from putting back any other components because I'm just putting them back in as I can. Alright, you need to slide the front part in first. Just like that. Put back down the fan screws. Alright. This laptop has so many extra sockets and ports that weren't being used, so. Alright, tighten that down as well, tighten that down as well. I don't know where this one black screw came from. I'll probably figure it out as I put back the rest of the pieces, but kind of annoys me that I don't know where it came from. Alright. Alright, so let's grab this. Reconnect this board. Okay, flop that back down. Get the screw holes lined back up. Alright, and then put these screws back in. I don't know why this one has 2 screw holes, because it only uses the one there. But, yeah. Okay. We're getting there. Put that back in its spot. Oh, I think some of these, they put a CD drive in this. Okay, now we're going to take this. Alright, put back the hard drive or the SSD. Come on, cable, go back in. Oh, oops, I'm putting it in the wrong spot. See what I mean? There's too many extra ports on this one that, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Alright, so we're going to put the screw here. Grab the other screw, put that there. We are almost done. Alright, grab the trackpad connector. Plug this in there. Oh, this screw is for the hinge. That's what, okay. I was wondering, I was like, why did I take that screw out? Okay. So we're almost done. We almost got all the screws back in. Let's put the wireless card back in. Just like this. Alright. Oh, it doesn't even have any force. Okay, that's weird. Right, we'll plug back in the wireless antennas. So just line it up. When it's lined up, it will stay in place even if you kind of move it around a little bit. There we go, snap that in. White antenna. Go and snap that in. Right, get this little bracket that we took off. Alright, it slides in the antennas like that. Then kind of guide it. There we go. Push it down and put that in place. There we go. I'm going to tuck these antennas underneath the hinge. I don't remember if that's how it was. That's kind of, hope so. Alright, and we got the battery and we got the last hinge here. Don't forget to put this back before you do that. So I don't know if I can take the screw out. I'm going to try. Let's see if I can take this screw out so I can put it all together completely before I... Come on. Oh yes, it's coming out. Okay, perfect. So I got that screw out. We're going to put this hinge back down. Nice. Alright, oops, it's not lining up right. Lift that up. Make sure that the lock mechanism here, this laptop lock mechanism on the side, most people don't even use that, but it needs to go past this plastic. There we go. And then fold that down. Perfect. Now let's see if I can put this screw in. Okay, it's probably not going to hold tight until the epoxy completely hardens, so I'm going to leave it like that. Then we'll get the last screw that we missed. Put that one in. Okay. Alright, now guide this video cable back in the way it was. Alright, just like this. Underneath there. Around that post. Okay, goes this way underneath through these routed spots. There we go. Flip that latch up and let's reconnect this. Make sure the connector's clean. Okay, plop that down. Just that. Okay, so we got everything in. Only thing is this screw's a little loose, but we can't really do much about that. Actually, we can a little bit because this piece is exposed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a screwdriver to hold that in place, push that in place while I kind of tighten that. Let's see if I can do that. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this flathead to go in that gap there. Oops, I need a smaller one. And I'm going to push on that piece to kind of hold it in place as I tighten it. Let's see if that works. Yep, it works. Okay, so I'm tightening that up. There we go. I got a little epoxy on there. I'll clean that off. Put the epoxy back over to cover the screw. There we go. So that's all tightened up. Make sure to clean off the screwdriver so you don't get that epoxy all hardened on it. Especially since that's one of my nicer screwdriver bits. Oops, getting all that melted plastic spider webs everywhere. Okay, clean that up. There we go. We'll set that screwdriver bit aside. Okay, so we got all these screws in. This one, actually, the cable is like not even using that notch. So I guess I'll just put it back underneath. And then we can tape this piece back down because it was like that. Okay, not that it holds well, but that's everything. We got everything connected. I don't know what this connector's here for, or this connector. But yeah. Alright, so let's see about getting this all plugged back in. The keyboard connector is kind of up, as well as the trackpad or the backlight, so hopefully it should be okay, because it is going to get smashed by the battery. But that should be it, so let's plug this back in. Everything else is connected. Alright, let's get the battery. Make sure you get the battery in lined up. You don't want to put it in at a wrong angle, and then you can short something out. There we go. Battery's connected. Let's smash the keyboard cables. Okay. And let's start putting the screws back in for the battery. Just like this. The CMOS or the BIOS is going to be reset because we did unplug this cable and it's connected to that CMOS battery. Okay. Alright, there we go. Got all of that put back together. Now let's grab the cover. And we're going to put this back in. Okay. Now reverse of what we did. Top first, sides, and then bottom. Okay. Just like that. Tighten up the screws. Before I put back all the screws, I'm actually going to turn it on and see if it works. I'm just tightening these because these hold the hinge in place, and I want to make sure the hinge gets a solid grip. Okay. Oops. There we go. Okay. I might have to plug it back in because the CMOS and everything was reset, but let's find out. Let's power it up. Yep, I think nothing's going to happen. Oh, actually, the keyboard backlight is on. Interesting. Okay. Okay, it was just slow to start because the CMOS was removed. And here you go. It says the time and date is not set. But that's pretty much all there is to it. Just put back the rest of the batteries. Hopefully this video helped you. If it did, please like and subscribe because that'll help me. It'll also help others find my videos. Thank you for watching. I'm going to set up the date and time now. So as you can see, the keyboard is working. But yeah. Alright, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Whoops, I almost forgot the speakers. So just get them lined up, drop them back in. Sorry, I'm doing this with one hand. I was too lazy to set back up the camera setup. Alright, just drop it back in. Well, I mean, you get the idea. I'm going to guide the wires all through this and then plug it back